I'm sitting at my kitchen table right now, wedding ring on my finger, spouse making coffee behind me, and looking at a text from my sister that says, I can't believe you ambushed us like that. You're so dramatic. Dramatic, right? Let me tell you about dramatic. My name's Jordan. I'm 29, work in UX design, have a master's degree, make six figures, and apparently, according to my family, am a tragic spinster whose life is an endless parade of loneliness and cats. Except I don't have cats. I'm allergic. And I'm not single. Haven't been for 2 years. In fact, I've been married for 6 months. But we'll get to that. First, let me introduce you to my sister Victoria. 32. Married. Big house in the suburbs. Works in pharmaceutical sales. Has the kind of life that looks perfect on Instagram and feels empty in person, but she'll never admit that. Victoria was, the golden child. Always has been. From the time we were kids, everything she did was celebrated. Everything I did was acknowledged. Quick comparison, age 10 versus age 13. Victoria makes honor roll. Family dinner at her favorite restaurant. Cake, presents. I make honor roll. That's great, honey. Can you set the table? Age 16 versus age 19. Victoria gets into state school. Parents throw party, invite entire extended family. Dad cries. I get into better school with scholarship. Good for you. Very practical. Age 24 versus age 27. Victoria gets engaged. Mom starts planning wedding immediately, cries tears of joy, posts 47 Facebook updates. I mention I'm seeing someone. That's nice, dear. Don't rush into anything. You get the idea. By the time I hit my late 20s, family gatherings had developed a predictable rhythm. Victoria talks about her amazing life, parents beam with pride, and someone eventually turns to me with that sympathetic head tilt and asks, So, anyone special in your life? The subtext being, why can't you be more like your sister? Here's what they didn't know. There was someone special. Very special. Their name is Alex. Alex is 31, works in IT security, has a laugh that sounds like summer, and has been sitting through family dinners with me for 2 years being completely invisible to my family. Not because Alex is forgettable. Alex is hilarious, smart, kind, and has more patience than anyone I've ever met. No, Alex was invisible because my family had decided I was the single one, and confirmation bias is a hell of a drug. Let me paint you a picture. Thanksgiving, 2 years ago. I brought Alex to dinner. Introduced them as my partner. Mom's response, oh, how nice, a work friend. Jordan, the turkey needs carving. Alex and I exchanged glances. Alex whispered, did she think I work with you? I think she thought you're imaginary, I whispered back. Christmas, same year. Alex came again, helped set the table, made conversation, brought wine. Victoria's response, ah, you brought your little buddy. That's so sweet that you have someone to spend holidays with so you're not alone. Alex, smiling through gritted teeth, we're actually dating. Victoria, sure you are, that's cute. Then she turned to talk about her husband Chad's promotion. Easter, last year. Alex was there. Again. Wearing a ring I'd given them for our 1-year anniversary. Dad noticed the ring. That's pretty. Where'd you get it? Alex. Jordan gave it to me. Dad. How thoughtful. Jordan's always been a good friend. I stopped trying to correct them after that. Here's the thing. I wasn't hiding Alex. I'd introduced them. Multiple times. As my partner. My significant other. The person I was in love with. But my family had written a story where I was tragically single, and they refused to read any other version. So when Alex and I decided to get married, after a year and a half of dating, 6 months of living together, and countless conversations about our future, I did something that probably should have been a red flag. I tried to invite my family properly. Sent save the dates. Beautiful ones. Custom designed because, hello, UX designer. Sent them to my parents' house, to Victoria's house. Even emailed digital versions. Waited for responses. Got nothing. Called my mom. Hey, did you get the save the date? Mom. Save the date for what, honey? For my wedding. Your wedding. To who? To Alex. We're getting married in 3 months. Long pause. Alex. Your coworker friend? Alex, my partner of a year and a half who you've met approximately 15 times. Oh, well, that's sudden. Are you sure? You've always been so independent. Translation. Are you sure you're not just desperate? I sent formal invitations. Paper ones, tracked delivery, they were received. Sent email invitations with red receipts. They were opened, got 0 responses. I called Victoria. Did you get my wedding invitation? Wedding invitation? No, I didn't get anything. I sent it to your house and your email. Must have gotten lost in the mail. You know how unreliable that is. And the email? Spam filter, probably. You know how those are. I wasn't an idiot. I knew something was wrong. But I was also tired. Tired of begging my family to see me. Tired of trying to prove my life was valid. So Alex and I got married anyway. Small ceremony. Courthouse first for legal stuff. Then a tiny celebration at a restaurant with 30 people. Our friends, Alex's family, who welcomed me like I'd always been part of them. Co-workers who actually knew us as a couple. It was perfect, intimate, exactly what we wanted. And my family had no idea it happened. For 6 months, I went to family dinners as a married person while my family continued asking when I'd find someone. Alex thought it was hilarious. How long do you think we can keep this going? Until Thanksgiving, I said. I'm telling them at Thanksgiving. Alex raised an eyebrow. You're going to drop that bomb at Thanksgiving dinner? I'm going to wait for the perfect moment. Trust me. Fast forward to last week, Thanksgiving at my parents' house. I brought Alex. Because of course I did. Alex had been to every family Thanksgiving for 2 years. We arrived on time. Alex brought wine, a nice Pinot Noir that cost more than my parents spent on their entire Thanksgiving spread, but they'd never notice because they never noticed anything about Alex. Mom opened the door. Jordan, and, oh, Alex, you're here too. Like it was a surprise, like we hadn't RSVP'd together. Dinner was the usual production. Victoria and Chad dominated conversation. Victoria talked about her recent promotion. Chad talked about his new car. Mom and Dad beamed at them like they'd cured cancer. I helped set the table. Alex helped in the kitchen. We were furniture, useful furniture, but furniture nonetheless. We sat down. Alex next to me, like always. Victoria was in rare form, riding high on wine and self-importance. She started in on me during the salad course. So, Jordan, she said with that particular smile that means she's about to say something cutting disguised as concern. Still enjoying the single life? I looked at Alex. Alex looked at me. We'd practiced this. Actually, I started. It's totally fine to be single, Victoria interrupted. Not everyone finds their person young like I did. Some people are late bloomers. Chad nodded like this was wisdom. Have you tried the apps? My single friends say Hinge is pretty good. I haven't needed. You know what your problem is? Victoria leaned forward, wine glass in hand, fully committed to this intervention nobody asked for. You're too picky. You have these unrealistic standards. Not everyone gets a fairy tale romance. Mom made a sympathetic noise. Dad studied his turkey very intently. Alex's hand found mine under the table. Squeezed. Honestly, Victoria continued, maybe it's time to lower your expectations. Focus on compatibility over chemistry. That's what mature people do. Is that what you did? I asked sweetly. Her eyes narrowed. I married for love and compatibility. Some of us are just better at relationships. That's when I decided, now. The perfect moment was now. I set down my fork, very deliberately. Let the sound ring out. Victoria, I said calmly. I'm married. The table went silent. Victoria laughed. That high-pitched, nervous laugh she does when she thinks someone's joking but isn't quite sure. No, you're not. Don't be ridiculous. I am, actually. Got married 6 months ago. Mom's fork clattered to her plate. What? Dad, you're married? To who? Victoria still laughing. She's messing with us. Jordan, that's not funny. I'm not joking. I pulled out my phone, opened photos, turned it around to show my wedding photo. Me in a simple dress. Alex in a suit. Both of us grinning like idiots. Courthouse steps in the background. The table erupted. Mom. 6 months? Why didn't you tell us? Dad. Who did you marry? Victoria, face draining of color. That's photoshopped. It's not photoshopped. I swiped through more photos. The restaurant celebration. Cutting cake. Dancing. Friends celebrating. We sent you invitations, I said calmly. Save the dates, formal invitations, email invitations, multiple times. Mom. We never got anything. Funny, I have delivery confirmations. Dad. This doesn't make sense. Who's the person in the photos? And here it was, the moment I'd been waiting for. I looked at Alex. Alex looked back, barely suppressing a smile. Want to know the funniest part? I said, turning back to my family. Victoria was gripping her wine glass so hard I thought it might shatter. My spouse, I said slowly, has been sitting at this table the entire dinner. You could hear a pin drop. Mom's eyes scanned the table, landed on Alex, widened to the size of dinner plates. Alex, she shrieked. You married Alex? Victoria stood up so fast her chair fell backward. Wine sloshed out of her glass onto the white tablecloth. That's impossible, she said, voice shaking. You never told us. I told you multiple times, I said. You just never listened. We would have remembered if you'd said you were dating. Alex, who'd been silent this whole time, finally spoke. Their voice was calm. Deadly calm. I've been to 15 family events in 2 years. Jordan introduced me as their partner at least 7 times. You called me the work buddy. The little friend. Once you asked if I was Jordan's Uber driver. Victoria's face went from white to red. That's not, I wouldn't. You did, Alex said simply. Jordan stopped correcting you because it was exhausting. Mom looked like she might cry. Jordan, why didn't you tell us you were engaged? I did. I sent you an engagement announcement. You texted back, that's nice, dear. Can you pick up milk on your way over? Dad. But we would have come to the wedding. Would you? I asked. You didn't come to my graduation, or my housewarming, or the promotion party I invited you to. That's different. Is it? Because from where I'm sitting, you show up for Victoria's life and tolerate mine. Victoria was shaking now. With rage or fear or both, I couldn't tell. This is insane, she said. If you really got married, we would have known. We would have gotten invitations. I pulled up my email, showed the sent messages, the read receipts, 3 emails sent to Victoria, all opened within hours of being sent. You opened them, I said. Every single one. I don't remember. Alex pulled out their phone. That's okay, I do. They turned the screen to face the table. It showed an email tracking dashboard. Timestamps, IP addresses, device information. You opened Jordan's Save the Date at 3:47 p.m. on March 15th, Alex said. From your iPhone. You spent 47 seconds reading it. Then you deleted it. Victoria's face went white again. That's not possible, she whispered. I work in IT security, Alex said pleasantly. I track everything. They swiped to another screen. You also opened the email sent to your parents' account, because you have their password, and you deleted that too. Then you set up a filter to automatically send anything from Jordan containing the word wedding to spam. The silence was deafening. Mom looked at Victoria. You did what? Victoria's mouth opened and closed like a fish drowning in air. That's not, she stammered. Alex wasn't done. They swiped to another screen. You also intercepted the physical invitations. Jordan sent them to your parents' address first, thinking you'd all be together for Sunday dinner. You collected the mail that day, threw them away. Mom's voice was barely a whisper. Victoria? And then, Alex continued, voice still eerily calm. When Jordan sent them directly to this house, you told your mom you'd grab the mail and did the same thing. Dad stood up. You stole our mail? I didn't, Victoria's voice cracked. You don't understand. Then explain it, I said. Explain why you sabotaged my wedding. She looked around the table, at Mom's horrified face, at Dad's anger, at Chad, who was staring at her like he'd never seen her before. You don't deserve this, she exploded. You don't deserve to just waltz in and be happy when you've never worked for anything. I laughed. Actually laughed. Never worked for anything? You know what I mean. Everything's always been easy for you. You get to be the quirky one, the different one, while I have to be perfect. Easy? I stood up. Victoria, I put myself through grad school. I built my career from scratch. I bought my own house. Everything I have, I earned. But you didn't have to. Her face was red, tears streaming. You didn't have to be the golden child. You didn't have Mom and Dad breathing down your neck about marriage and grandkids and living up to expectations. Mom flinched. We never. Yes, you did, Victoria whirled on her. Every single conversation. Victoria, when are you getting married? Victoria, Chad's such a catch. Victoria, you need to have kids before you're too old. Meanwhile, Jordan got to do whatever, and you were all just proud they were finding themselves. The table went silent. So you what? I asked quietly. Tried to keep me miserable so you could feel better about your life? I tried to keep things fair, Victoria shouted. You were supposed to be the single one, the one who couldn't figure it out, not me struggling in a marriage that's falling apart while you get your fairy tale ending. Chad stood up so fast his chair fell over. Excuse me? Victoria's hand flew to her mouth. Chad, I didn't mean. Our marriage is falling apart? His voice was ice. That's how you see us? No, in the moment I said, you sabotaged your sister's wedding because you're jealous. Chad looked at her like he was seeing her for the first time. What else have you lied about? Before Victoria could answer, I pulled out another sheet of paper from my bag. I'd brought receipts. Literally. Want to tell them about the other stuff? I asked. Or should I? Victoria went pale. Jordan, don't. 3 years ago, I applied to grad school. I asked Professor Mitchell, who you know, for a recommendation letter. Mom. I remember that. You were so excited. I never got into my top choice. Thought my application wasn't strong enough. I looked at Victoria. But Professor Mitchell told me last year that you called him. Told him I'd changed my mind about applying. He never sent the letter. Dad's face darkened. That's not true. Victoria wouldn't. I have the email chain, I said. Professor Mitchell kept everything. Want to see it? Victoria sank into her chair. 2 years ago, I was being headhunted for a dream position. Recruiter called the house phone when I was temporarily staying with Mom and Dad between apartments. I looked at Victoria. You answered. Told them I'd accepted another position. I didn't find out about that job for 6 months. You had a job, Victoria protested weakly. You were fine. That position paid $40,000 more than what I was making. With stock options. Mom made a strangled noise. And then there's my college boyfriend. Remember Tyler? Victoria's face crumpled. We dated for 2 years. He broke up with me out of nowhere. Said I'd cheated on him, except I hadn't. I pulled out my phone again. He reached out last year. Apologized. Said Victoria had told him she saw me kissing someone else at a party. Described it in detail. Except I wasn't even at that party. I was at a study group. Tyler was wrong for you, Victoria whispered. That wasn't your call to make. Alex put a hand on my shoulder. Grounding. I took a breath. How many family events did you forget to tell me about? I asked. Silence. Cousin Emma's wedding, Grandma's 80th birthday party, Uncle Robert's retirement dinner. I ticked them off on my fingers. You told everyone I was busy, that I couldn't make it, made me look flaky. Aunt Sarah, who'd been silent in the corner, spoke up. Is that true? We thought you just didn't want to come to Emma's wedding. I didn't know about Emma's wedding until I saw photos on Facebook. Cousin Emma, sitting at the kids' table, looked horrified. I thought you were mad at me. I sent you a message asking for details, I said gently. You never responded. I never got a message. Everyone looked at Victoria. I may have had Jordan's Facebook password, she admitted quietly. From when I helped set up your account in high school. I never deleted it. Jesus Christ, Dad muttered. Chad was backing away from the table. I need air. He walked out. Victoria started to follow. Sit down, Mom said. Her voice had an edge I'd never heard before. Victoria sat. Mom looked at me. Then at the evidence spread across the table. Then back at Victoria. How long? Mom asked. How long what? How long have you been sabotaging your sister? Victoria's lip trembled. I don't know. A few years? Try 10, I said. Remember when I applied for that summer arts program in high school? The one I was so excited about? Recognition flickered in Mom's eyes. You said you changed your mind. No, Victoria told you I changed my mind. I never got the acceptance letter. It was mailed here. I looked at Victoria. You threw it away, didn't you? She didn't deny it. Dad sat down heavily. Why would you do this? She's your sister. Because she got to be herself, Victoria's voice broke. She got to be weird and artsy and different, and you loved her anyway. I had to be perfect. Perfect grades, perfect job, perfect husband, perfect everything. Nobody asked you to be perfect, Mom said softly. Yes, you did. Every time you compared me to your friends' daughters. Every time you posted about my achievements on Facebook. Every time you told me how proud you were. Victoria was full-on sobbing now. I couldn't breathe. And Jordan just got to exist. Got to be mediocre, and it was fine. I wasn't mediocre, I said quietly. I just wasn't performing for you. Victoria looked at me. Really looked at me. I'm the older sister. I'm supposed to have the better life. You did have a good life. You just couldn't see it because you were too busy tearing mine down. Alex cleared their throat. Can I say something? Everyone turned. I've sat through 2 years of family dinners watching Jordan try to connect with you. Try to share good news. Try to be seen. Alex's voice was steady but hard. And I've watched you, they pointed at Victoria. Shut it down every time. That's not... Jordan got a promotion. You talked over them with your own work story. Jordan bought a house. You changed the subject to your kitchen renovation. Jordan tried to introduce me as their partner. You called me a work buddy. Alex stood up. You didn't just sabotage the wedding. You've been sabotaging Jordan's ability to be part of this family for years. The silence was crushing. Mom was crying now. Jordan, I'm so sorry. I didn't see it. I should have seen it. You should have, I agreed. But you were too busy being proud of Victoria to notice I was drowning. That's not fair, Victoria protested. Isn't it? When's my birthday, Victoria? She blinked. What? My birthday. What day is it? April something? June 14th. I've had the same birthday my whole life. I turned to my parents. When did I buy my house? Mom hesitated. Last year? 2 years ago, I invited you to the housewarming. Victoria told you I'd postponed it. Dad's face crumpled. What's Alex's job? I asked. Nobody answered. IT security, Alex said. I've told you at least 5 times. Where did we meet? I continued. Silence. A coding workshop 3 years ago. I've mentioned it at every dinner. Mom covered her face with her hands. Oh God. You don't know me, I said simply. You know the idea of me, the single, quirky daughter who'll figure it out eventually. But you don't know the person I actually am. Victoria made a choking sound. I didn't mean for it to go this far. Then when did you plan to stop? After you ruined my career? After you isolated me from the entire family? After you destroyed my marriage before it started? I thought... Victoria's voice was small. I thought if you were still single, still struggling, then my life wouldn't seem so... empty. Chad, who'd come back inside, stood in the doorway. Empty? Victoria turned to him. Chad, I love you. Do you? Or do you love what I represent? The checklist item you got to cross off before Jordan? That's not fair. You literally just admitted our marriage is falling apart. His voice cracked. Were you ever going to tell me? Or just keep sabotaging your sister to feel better about lying to yourself? The fight went out of Victoria. She slumped in her chair, mascara running, the picture of her perfect life cracking in real time. I felt nothing. Not satisfaction, not vindication, just tired. I'm going to leave now, I said, standing. Alex and I are going home, to our house, to our life, the one we built without you. Mom reached for me. Jordan, please, let's talk about this. We can talk later, when I'm ready. I looked at Victoria. You need help, real help, and you need to figure out why you thought destroying my life would fix yours. I picked up my bag. Alex stood with me. As we walked to the door, Dad called out, Jordan, wait. I turned. I'm sorry, he said, voice breaking. I'm sorry we didn't see you. We should have. You deserved better. Yeah, I said. I did. Alex and I walked out into the cold November air, got into our car, drove away from the house where I'd spent 29 years being invisible. Alex reached over, took my hand. You okay? I don't know. Ask me in a few days. That was the most badass thing I've ever seen. I laughed. Finally. Thanks for having my back. Always. Alex squeezed my hand. Want to go home and order pizza? God, yes. We drove home, to our house, our life, our marriage that nobody had tried to destroy because nobody knew it existed. And for the first time in years, I felt light. The fallout started immediately. By the time Alex and I got home, a 20-minute drive that felt like 2 hours, my phone had 17 missed calls and 43 text messages. I turned it off, poured wine, ordered pizza, put on a movie we'd both seen 100 times because neither of us could handle something new. Alex's phone was buzzing too. They silenced it and tossed it on the couch. Your family's persistent, they said. They're panicking. Probably realized how bad this looks. Think Victoria's okay? I looked at Alex. Do you care? They thought about it. I care that she gets help. I don't care if she's comfortable right now. Good answer. We made it halfway through the movie before curiosity won. I turned my phone back on. The messages were a mix of apologetic, defensive, and chaotic. Mom, please call me. We need to talk about this. Mom, I can't believe Victoria did this. I'm in shock. Mom, are you okay? Is Alex okay? Dad, your mother's very upset. We should talk when everyone's calmed down. Victoria, I'm sorry. I know that's not enough. I'm so sorry. Victoria, please answer. I need to explain. Victoria, I know I don't deserve forgiveness, but please just talk to me. Aunt Sarah, I had no idea Victoria was doing this. I'm so sorry we believed her. Cousin Emma, OMG, I can't believe you got married. Can I see pictures? Chad, this is Chad. I'm filing for divorce. I thought you should know. That last one made me sit up. Alex, Chad's divorcing Victoria. Alex looked over from the kitchen where they were plating pizza. Already? Apparently. Can't say I blame him. She basically admitted their marriage is a sham on live broadcast. I stared at the message. Felt that complicated knot of emotions. Satisfaction mixed with something that might have been sympathy if I squinted. Is it wrong that I feel bad for her? I asked. No. It means you're a better person than she is. She destroyed relationships, sabotaged my career, isolated me from my family for years. And you still have empathy, which is why you're not her. Alex brought over pizza. Eat. Process. Decide what you want to do tomorrow. The next morning, I woke up to find my phone had died overnight. Plugged it in and watched as notification after notification rolled in. Apparently, Victoria had posted on Facebook at 2 a.m. I pulled it up. It was long, rambling. The kind of post you write when you're drunk and emotional and not thinking clearly. I owe my sister Jordan the biggest apology. I've spent years sabotaging her happiness because I was jealous and insecure. I intercepted her wedding invitations. I lied to recruiters. I ruined relationships. I made her invisible to our family. I did all of this because I couldn't handle that she was happy without trying to be perfect. I'm sorry doesn't cover it. I need help. I'm getting help. Jordan, if you ever see this, You deserve everything good. I'm sorry I tried to take it away. 300 comments. Half supportive. You're so brave for admitting this. Half brutal. You're a terrible person and this doesn't fix anything. I showed Alex. Public confession, they said. Interesting strategy. Think it's genuine? I think she's in crisis mode and threw everything at the wall to see what sticks. My phone rang. Mom, I answered. Hi. Jordan? Her voice was hoarse. Did you see Victoria's post? Yeah. She's not doing well. She's at our house. Chad left her, packed a bag and went to a hotel. I know, he texted me. This is a disaster. I felt a flash of anger. For who? For Victoria? Or for you? That's not fair, isn't it? Victoria spent a decade making my life harder and you never noticed. Now she's facing consequences and suddenly it's a disaster? Silence. Then, quietly, you're right. That stopped me. What? You're right. I failed you. We both did. Your father and I, we got so wrapped up in Victoria's life that we stopped paying attention to yours. Her voice cracked. You got married and we didn't even know you were dating someone seriously. I told you, multiple times. I know, and I'm ashamed that I didn't listen. She took a shaky breath. Can we talk? In person? Just you and your dad and me? I looked at Alex. They nodded. Okay, but not today. I need time. Of course, whenever you're ready. 3 days later, I agreed to meet my parents at a neutral location, a coffee shop halfway between their house and mine. Alex offered to come. I said no. This was something I needed to do alone. Mom and Dad were already there when I arrived. They looked older, tired. Mom's eyes were red and puffy. We sat, ordered coffee. Nobody spoke for a solid minute. Finally, Dad cleared his throat. Thank you for coming. You said you wanted to talk? We did. We do. He looked at Mom. She nodded for him to continue. Jordan, we owe you an apology, a real one. Not the sorry you're upset kind. A genuine acknowledgement that we failed you. I waited. We got caught up in Victoria's narrative, Mom said. She was always so demanding, so present. And you were independent and capable and we thought that meant you didn't need us. I did need you, I said quietly. I just stopped asking because it hurt too much when you said no. Mom's face crumpled. I know. And I hate that we made you feel that way. Victoria didn't make me invisible, I continued. She just took advantage of what you'd already done. You stopped seeing me long before she started hiding me. Dad nodded. You're right. We prioritized the squeaky wheel. Thought you were fine because you didn't complain. I did complain. You just didn't hear it. We sat with that for a moment. What do you need from us? Mom asked. To move forward? I thought about it. I need you to actually see me, not the idea of me. Me. Ask about my life. Remember my birthday. Acknowledge Alex as my spouse, not my friend. We can do that, Dad said. And I need you to stop making excuses for Victoria. What she did was wrong, criminal even. She needs consequences, not coddling. Mom flinched. She's getting help. Started therapy. Good, that's a start. But therapy doesn't erase what she did. We know. Dad reached across the table, stopped short of touching my hand. Can we start over? I don't know if we can start over, I said honestly. But maybe we can start different. That same week, I got an email from Victoria's therapist. She'd signed a release allowing her therapist to contact me. The email was professional, careful. Victoria has given permission for me to reach out. She's working through significant issues related to anxiety, perfectionism, and unhealthy competition. As part of her treatment, she'd like to make amends. However, I want to be clear. This is for her healing, not to pressure you. You are under no obligation to respond or participate. If you choose to engage, I can facilitate a session. If not, that's completely valid. I showed it to Alex. What do you think? I asked. What do you want? I don't know. Part of me wants to hear her out. Part of me wants to never speak to her again. Both are valid. I sat with it for 2 days. Finally responded, I'm not ready to meet, but I'm not saying never. Give me time. A month after Thanksgiving, my parents invited Alex and me to dinner. Just the four of us. No Victoria. No extended family. Just a quiet Sunday meal. We almost didn't go. But Alex convinced me. One dinner. If it's terrible, we leave. It wasn't terrible. It was awkward, yes. But it was also real. Mom asked Alex about their job. Actually listened to the answer. Asked follow-up questions. Dad asked about our house. Wanted to see photos. Commented on our garden. They asked about the wedding. Not with judgment, with genuine sadness that they'd missed it. Can we see pictures? Mom asked quietly. I pulled out my phone. Showed them the ceremony photos. The restaurant celebration. Us cutting cake, Mom cried. You look so happy. I am happy. I'm glad. She squeezed my hand. I'm so sorry we missed it. Me too. It wasn't forgiveness, not yet. But it was something. 6 weeks after Thanksgiving, Chad called me. Hey, hope it's okay I'm reaching out. It's fine. How are you? Divorced. Well, almost. Papers are filed. He laughed bitterly. Fastest I've ever moved on anything. I'm sorry. Don't be. You did me a favor. I was married to someone I didn't know. Someone who was more concerned with winning than with loving. He paused. I wanted to apologize. For not seeing what was happening. For being part of the problem. You didn't know. I should have. I sat through dinners where Victoria talked over you, where she dismissed Alex. I laughed along. I'm sorry. Thank you for saying that. For what it's worth, I think you and Alex are great together. I hope you have the kind of marriage I thought I had. After we hung up, I told Alex about the call. He's a good guy, Alex said. Wrong person, but good guy. Think he'll be okay? I think he'll be better than okay. Sometimes the trash takes itself out. I laughed. That's dark, but accurate. 3 months post-Thanksgiving, Victoria texted. First message in weeks. Victoria. I know I don't deserve a response, but I wanted you to know I'm moving, getting an apartment across town, starting completely over. Victoria. Therapy is helping. I'm learning why I did what I did. It doesn't excuse it, but I'm trying to understand it. Victoria. I deleted all my social media, quit my job. I need to figure out who I am without the performance. Victoria. I hope someday you can forgive me, but I understand if you can't. I don't forgive me either. I stared at the messages for a long time. Finally typed, I hope you find what you're looking for. She responded immediately. Thank you. That's more than I deserve. I didn't reply after that. But I didn't block her either. 4 months in, my parents asked if they could take Alex and me to dinner. To celebrate. Celebrate what? I asked. Your marriage. Properly. The way we should have from the beginning. We went. They brought gifts. Nothing extravagant, just thoughtful. A nice set of wine glasses. A gift card to our favorite restaurant. A photo album for wedding pictures. We can't undo missing the wedding, Dad said. But we can celebrate the marriage. Mom raised her glass. To Jordan and Alex. To a love we should have seen sooner. To second chances. We clinked glasses. It wasn't perfect. But it was progress. 6 months after Thanksgiving, Alex and I decided to have a vow renewal. Not for my family. Not to prove anything. Just for us. A chance to celebrate with the people who'd actually been there all along. We invited our friends, Alex's family, my parents, not Victoria. The ceremony was in our backyard. Small, intimate, exactly what we'd wanted the first time, but with the people we'd since reconnected with. My parents came, sat in the front row, cried during the vows, hugged Alex afterward and called them their child-in-law. Mom pulled me aside after. Thank you for giving us another chance. Thank you for taking it seriously. She hugged me, really hugged me. I see you now. I promise I see you. 1 year after that Thanksgiving dinner, Alex and I were hosting our own. Small gathering, just us, Alex's parents, my parents, and a few close friends. No drama, no performance, just people who actually wanted to be there. I was mashing potatoes when my phone buzzed. Unknown number. Jordan, it's Emma, your cousin. Emma, hi, how are you? Good. Listen, I know this is last minute, but I'm in town. Any chance I could stop by? I have something for you. 20 minutes later, Emma was at my door with a wrapped box. What's this? I asked. Your wedding gift. A year late, but I wanted to do it right. She smiled sheepishly. I'm really sorry I believed Victoria. I should have reached out to you directly. Inside was a beautiful hand-thrown ceramic bowl with our initials carved into the base. Emma, this is gorgeous. I took a pottery class. Turns out I'm terrible at it, but the teacher helped me make this one perfect. She hugged me. I'm really happy for you, and I'm sorry I missed it. Thank you. That means a lot. After she left, I set the bowl on our dining table. A reminder that some family relationships could be rebuilt. Slowly, carefully, but genuinely. Dinner was chaotic in the best way. Alex's mom told embarrassing stories. My dad actually asked Alex about a work project and listened to the entire answer. Mom complimented the house without comparing it to Victoria's. We were clearing plates when my phone rang again. This time, I recognized the number. Victoria. I stepped outside to answer. Hello? Jordan, I know you're probably busy. It's Thanksgiving. I just wanted to... She trailed off. Wanted to what? Tell you I'm doing better, really better. I've been in therapy for a year, got a new job. Nothing fancy, but it's mine. I'm learning to be okay with ordinary. That's good, Victoria. I know I don't deserve updates or forgiveness or anything from you. But I wanted you to know I'm trying. To be different. To be better. I looked through the window at Alex laughing with my dad. At the life I'd built despite everything. I'm glad you're getting help, I said honestly. I saw on Mom's Facebook that you and Alex had a vow renewal. The pictures were beautiful. Thank you. Silence. I know I can't come back, she said quietly. To the family, I mean. I know I burned that bridge. But I hope someday, maybe years from now, you might let me try to know you. The real you. Not the sister I invented to make myself feel better. I thought about it. About the decade of sabotage, the stolen opportunities, the pain. But also about the year of change, the therapy, the accountability. Maybe someday, I said. I'm not there yet, but I'm not saying never. That's more than I deserve. Yeah, it is. After we hung up, I stood outside for a moment. The cold November air felt cleansing. Alex came out. You okay? Victoria called. And? And she's trying, actually trying. I leaned into them. I'm not ready to forgive her, but I'm not carrying it anymore. The anger, the hurt. I'm just done with it. Good. You deserve to be free of it. We went back inside to our chosen family. Our real family. 2 months later, my parents invited us to dinner again. This time with news. We sold the house, Dad said. I blinked. What? The house you've lived in for 30 years? Too big, too many memories. Some good, some... Mom looked at me. Some we're not proud of. We're downsizing, Dad continued. Getting a condo, something manageable. And, Mom added, we're using part of the sale money to set up college funds. For when you and Alex have kids. If you want kids, no pressure. I felt tears prick my eyes. You don't have to do that. We want to. We can't undo the past, but we can invest in the future. Dad smiled. Your future. Alex squeezed my hand under the table. Thank you, I managed. That means everything. 6 months after that, I got an email from a gallery. Subject line, Victoria Morrison, Artist Showcase. I almost deleted it. Then curiosity won. Victoria had a showing. Small gallery across town. Mixed media pieces exploring themes of perfectionism, identity, and sisterhood. There was a piece titled The Golden Cage, a sculpture of a bird made from gold leaf, trapped in a perfect crystal box. Another called Invisible, a portrait of two women, one in sharp focus, one blurred and fading. The artist's statement read, "This collection explores the damage perfectionism inflicts on both the perfectionist and those in their shadow. It's an apology in art form, inadequate but honest." I showed Alex. "Should we go? Do you want to?" "I don't know. Maybe?" We went on the last day of the showing, stayed in the back. Victoria didn't see us, or pretended not to. Her art was raw, vulnerable, painful in its honesty. As we left, I saw her talking to a small group. She looked different, lighter, like she'd put down something heavy. In the car, Alex asked, "How do you feel?" Like she's doing the work, the real work. I buckled my seatbelt. I'm glad for her. I'm just glad she's doing it away from me. Fair. 1 year and 8 months after that Thanksgiving, Alex and I found out we were having a baby. We told my parents at Sunday dinner. They cried, hugged us, asked a million questions about due dates and nursery colors and names. "Have you told Victoria?" Mom asked carefully. "No," she nodded. Didn't push. But 2 weeks later, a package arrived. No return address, but I knew. Inside, a hand-knitted baby blanket. Soft, yellow, perfect. A card. "Congratulations. I hope your child knows how lucky they are to have parents who see them. V." I held the blanket for a long time. Alex found me in the nursery. "From Victoria?" "Yeah." "You okay?" "I think so." I folded the blanket carefully. "I think she's really trying, and I think that's all I needed to know." 2 years after that, Thanksgiving, our daughter was born. Small, perfect, with Alex's eyes and my stubborn chin. My parents were at the hospital within an hour. Cried holding her. Called her their miracle grandchild. We named her Ruth, after Alex's grandmother and my grandfather. Family that had loved us unconditionally. Victoria sent flowers. A card. "Congratulations on your beautiful family." I sent back a photo. Just Ruth. Nothing else. She replied, "She's perfect. Thank you for letting me see her." 3 years after that Thanksgiving, I ran into Victoria at a coffee shop. Pure chance. I was getting coffee before work. She was there with a sketchbook. We saw each other. Froze. Then, tentatively, she smiled. "Hi." "Hi. How's Ruth?" "She's good. Almost one. Walking. Into everything." "That's wonderful." She gestured to the chair across from her. "Do you have a minute?" I hesitated, then sat. We talked for 20 minutes. Surface-level stuff. Her art. My work. The weather. When I got up to leave, she said, "Thank you." "For what?" "For not hating me. I know you have every right to. But you just moved on. Built something beautiful. That's more grace than I deserved." "I didn't do it for you," I said honestly. "I did it for me." "I know. That's why it matters." I left. Didn't look back. But I didn't feel angry anymore, just neutral. Like she was someone I used to know. 5 years after that Thanksgiving, my parents threw a party. For Alex and me. Our 5th anniversary, they insisted. Backyard barbecue. All our friends. Alex's family. Extended relatives who'd actually shown up for us over the years. Ruth ran around with her cousins. My parents doted on her. Called her their favorite grandchild. She was their only one, but still. Toward the end of the night, Mom pulled me aside. "I want to show you something." She led me inside. To a photo wall I'd never noticed before. My graduation, my housewarming, my wedding photos, both ceremonies. Ruth's birth. Random snapshots of Alex and me. "I started this 2 years ago," she said. "Every moment I missed I put up here, to remind myself to pay attention, to show up." I felt tears threatening. "Mom, I can't get those moments back, but I can make sure I don't miss any more." She hugged me. "I see you, Jordan. I finally see you." 7 years after that Thanksgiving, I got a call from a number I hadn't heard from in years. Victoria. Jordan, I know this is out of nowhere, but I'm getting married. I sat down. What? I met someone. In therapy group, actually. She's amazing, patient, kind. Everything I'm trying to be. That's wonderful, Victoria. I'm not inviting mom and dad, or anyone from the family. Just a small ceremony, my therapist and a few friends. She paused. But I wanted you to know, because you're my sister, even if I destroyed that relationship. I appreciate you telling me. I don't expect you to care, or be happy for me. I just wanted you to know I'm trying to build something real, like you did. After we hung up, I told Alex. How do you feel? They asked. Happy for her, genuinely. She found her person. Think you'll ever talk to her regularly again? I don't know, maybe. Or maybe we're just two people who used to be close and now we're not. And that's okay too. Alex kissed my forehead. You're remarkable, you know that? I just got tired of carrying other people's guilt. Still remarkable. 10 years after that Thanksgiving, Ruth was in 4th grade. We'd moved to a bigger house and life was beautifully ordinary. My parents were regular fixtures. Sunday dinners, birthdays, school events. They showed up. Victoria and I exchanged holiday cards, brief updates. She had a kid now too. We were friendly. Not close, but not enemies. One day, Ruth asked, Mom, why don't I have an Aunt Victoria? You do. She just lives far away. How come we never see her? I thought about how to explain it. Sometimes people hurt each other, and even when they say sorry and try to be better, the relationship changes. It doesn't mean we don't care about each other. It just means we care differently now. That's sad. Sometimes, but also healthy. She thought about it. Can I send her a drawing? If you want. She drew a picture of our family. Sent it with a note. From your niece, Ruth. Victoria sent back a watercolor. 2 sisters standing back to back, not looking at each other, but somehow still connected. I hung it in my office. Not as forgiveness, not as reconciliation, but as acknowledgement. We were both different people now. The past happened. We'd both grown from it. And that was enough. 15 years after that Thanksgiving, I sat at my own dining table, surrounded by my family. Chosen and blood. Alex across from me. Ruth, now a teenager, arguing with her younger brother about whose turn it was to pick the movie. My parents, older and grayer, but present. Actually present. My phone buzzed. A text from Victoria. Victoria. Happy Thanksgiving. Hope yours is peaceful. I replied, You too. And I meant it. Because here's what I learned. Some relationships can't be repaired. Some betrayals are too deep. Some bridges, once burned, stay burned. But you can still wish the person well from a distance. You can still hope they find peace. And you can still build a beautiful life without them in it. I built mine. Brick by brick. Person by person. Choice by choice. With Alex, who saw me when I was invisible. With parents who learned to actually look. With a daughter who'd never know what it felt like to be second. And with myself. Finally. Fully. Completely myself. No performance. No perfect. Just real. And that was worth every single painful moment it took to get here.